America's Information Ramp. This was the article that was written in 1994 when I changed my residency from a Latin American country and came to the US to work on a company that was creating an online service for the Americans. I spent 3 years of my life traveling all the way from Miami down to Chile and Argentina to work with different companies to bring to Latin America the wave of information. I know how I lost my hair. Traveling, it was hard, but I accumulated a lot of miles. Anyhow, the article and the business and the process was intended to bring information to the normal people in places that were very hard to access databases. So we were looking for different ways to let people in remote areas, in rural areas, to integrate their business or to improve their business by having access to the databases that will give them knowledge, information, resources to improve. One of the first initiatives that we had with the help of the USAID program was to introduce agribusiness information. Agricultural businesses needed updated information to improve the way how they were doing their business. We went to those countries, we offered the model access to the databases, but we found out that the infrastructure was not in place. They were not ready to incorporate access to online services in a time where they didn't have even electricity. So it was a real challenge to work on these areas. But I remember that one of my main concerns was how to deal with Latin America from one country that also didn't have all the facilities, all the ways of communications and traveling to went from Caracas to Bogota and Santiago de Chile, etc. So we had to create something different. And this is why we came with the plan, the business plan, to move our operations to Miami. It was hard because we had to develop a complete SWOT analysis. We have to work all the numbers, all the possibilities, and at the end, the result was that I had to do a presentation to the owners of the new venture that we were trying to do in order to make all this work. You have to know your audience when you're doing a presentation, and you have to use the right tools. So we created a PowerPoint presentation with a lot of bars, a lot of colors, a lot of good arrows going up to show this presentation to one of the partners who was a visual learner. We tried to convince him using visual techniques and technology all the time that it was a good idea to move our operations to Miami. At the same time, he has another partner who was the number cruncher, who was the lawyer, always in a dark suit. He was kind of strange look, always looking for the negative side of the equation. And for him, we knew that he was very analytical and he needed to see specific numbers. So for him, we did not give him the same binder. We gave him a different binder with Excel sheets full of numbers, full of columns with results at the end. Instead of using red for the negative number, we used inside parentheses in black and white. Everything was very well explained with all the footnotes, everything he needs to know. At the end of our presentation, because I was with another person, the visual guy told me, "Wow, this is impressive. This has been the best presentation I have seen." So I need to do this project. And the other guy, who was the analytical person, he told us the same thing. He said, wow, all these numbers, I see the budget is very detailed, the cash flow projections are documented. I think that we should do this project. Well, they agree with the project. The only problem is we need a person in Miami to lead this process, and that was me. And this is how I started my life in the United States, and this is how this article in the Latin Trade magazine came out. And from those days, when I see the article and I remember our beginnings improving online access in countries that didn't have the possibility, and we see what we have today, wow. The mission of bringing information to improve decision making is still the process, but we have improved a lot since 1994. Enjoy this lecture. I will ask several questions related to this topic, and I'm sure that you will have fun with the story.